Yyyaaooo! What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Yyyaaooo Vlog. I'm your host, eXtine from xtelevision.com. Today we are breaking down some news for you that happened earlier in the week. Big announcement coming out of Valve. Huge stuff. A lot of people kind of knew it was in the works. I kind of figured it was in the works. I swear that I'd heard the name of it kicked around a long time ago. But now we finally have some concrete details. Counter-Strike Global Offensive just announced. Basically a new version of Counter-Strike being developed by Hidden Path Entertainment, a company out of Seattle that Valve is obviously keeping a very close eye on. What they're doing and what they got going on. Valve's definitely got to be very involved in this. But this new project's coming out. Really exciting. It's going to be an update. They're tweaking a lot of things, a lot of big changes. Which is tough. I mean, the Counter-Strike community has kind of gone through this a couple times, but also I think that where Counter-Strike is, this is a great time for a new version of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, in a sense, I mean, it's kind of lost some of its shimmer. I mean, everybody still plays it. Everybody still loves Counter-Strike, but Counter-Strike 1.6 is almost finally dead. Enough players moved on to Source. Source has gotten some updates, some new stuff. Stuff that at first, players were really kind of annoyed at. But, Valve had responded to the criticisms and tweaked those things and made them better. Some things, like there were some big changes to the scoreboard that, on one hand, Valve's like, hey, we updated the UI for you guys. And then on the other hand, players are like, I can't even tell who's dead or who's alive. I don't like this. Let's go back to the old ways. So, I mean, there's a little bit of danger there with this Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but they've brought a bunch of pro players up there to test it, to play it out a little bit. And apparently the early word, which is kind of why we really started hearing about this, these players were not under an NDA. The early word is really good. The players have been playing new versions of old maps, Dust, Train, and Nuke. Actually, I think they did not play Train, but Train was thrown around as a map that was going to be remade. I think they also played Inferno. Then apparently there's some new grenade types. There's a Molotov cocktail, which sounds awesome. Throw it on the ground, fire everywhere, and the ability to block off where your opponents are heading. Sounds very nice. There's also another grenade that they talked about that's like a noise grenade that it makes fake gunshots noises, which is cool. Not really realistic, but it's cool. Counter-Strike's never really been the most uber realistic game, but it was definitely the first modern military shooter out there getting huge and doing it up big. So that's really exciting. Counter-Strike, as an esport, was one of the initial big esports. Took the nation, North America, United States, to fix my statement there. Really was the first esport to have a huge impact across the nation and across the world. Quake is really like the first esport. I don't know, first, but Quake is definitely like first-person shooter, huge and stuff. But Counter-Strike is really what started getting the ball rolling and stuff. And that's really what's exciting about this announcement for me, is that they talked a lot about the competitive side of things, allowing players to get together in lobbies, putting leaderboards up, gameplay types, hostage coming back. But, a lot of talk about matchmaking and stuff. And we see that from Valve in Dota 2. Dota 2 has a huge esports potential. This week coming up, speaking of Dota 2 real quick, Gamescom is happening in Germany. They're having a huge, insanely huge Dota 2 tournament. The first public showing of the game. I just saw some leaked screenshots earlier. It looks crisp, sexy, and awesome. I don't really have the time to play those styles of games, but I respect the skill involved, and I'm going to be checking out that stream because really excited to see what differences this brings to the table. So Valve, just as a whole, is making a big push into esports, big push into that aspect of gaming. Also, what I really want to talk about with this that I think is pretty big news is that Counter-Strike Global Offensive is also being released on Xbox Live Arcade and on the PlayStation Network. And I think that's really big. We've seen with the PlayStation Network that Valve, or at least some of the Valve developers, because that's kind of how this is shaken down in the past, Valve always says, well, people who work for us want to do this, then we'll make it happen. And now, once again, a Valve game is appearing on consoles, and being Xbox Live Arcade, that just means that players can download it. So the distribution of it could be very huge. Counter-Strike is such a solid game. Obviously, playing it on the consoles is going to be a little bit different from playing it on the PC. But as we saw with Team Fortress, the limitations of your controller doesn't hold back the game necessarily. It makes it play differently, but it's still the same game. And that's really exciting because for me, as a big Team Fortress fan, I'm like, well, hey, maybe there's still a chance for Team Fortress to get inside people's homes once again, to get put on consoles, and to hit that wider distribution network. Because really, I find that PCs and PC shooters particularly are, the top level of gaming. Look at StarCraft or look at Dota, all these games. What they require out of the gamers is a high level of coordination, a high level of precision, strategy, and teamwork. Strategy and teamwork, it doesn't matter about your controller so much. But these other aspects, first-person shooters on the PC are so much more demanding than consoles. But if we have this game like Counter-Strike where people can play it on their consoles, can have fun with it, their friends who don't have PCs, they say, hey man, well you should download it on your PlayStation, download it on your Xbox, give it a try. And I think that news is really huge. So there's going to be a lot of tweaks to Counter-Strike. Apparently the game, the movement feels a little bit different, but the pros that have played it have been enjoying it. Different than Counter-Strike 1.6, different than Counter-Strike Source, and that's a good thing. So I think there's going to be a lot of positive changes to this game. Early 2012 is when it's going to be coming out. And in the meantime, we're going to still keep playing Team Fortress 2, still keep doing it up big. A lot of plans going on behind the scenes for the scene, which could be really huge, and I'm really excited about. Tonight, this evening, August 14th, we are going to be casting Amazing Gaming versus The Experiment on twitch.tv/XTV Esports. You should definitely check that out. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this video after the fact, check the description for the VOD, or just go to our channel, twitch.tv/XTV Esports. Hit follow. That way you'll get an email every time that we go live. We do some Let's Play of some random games on there, but we play lobbies, we play pubs, we play deathmatch, we do scrims a bit. We have a really good time. So hope you guys join us for that cast or other casts in the future. Be continuing to let you know and continuing to drop videos on this channel for you guys. So stay tuned. Be excited about Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We'll talk more about this later. Yeah. So I'm eXtine, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.